Welcome to Canadian Innovators, the show that celebrates innovation, entrepreneurs, and the Canadian spirit. I'm Jocelyn, and every week we introduce a new entrepreneur or expert on the economy to tell their stories and unpack the challenges of keeping jobs in Canada, as well as discuss potential solutions for job growth and prosperity. Joining me today is friend of the program, economist, journalist, talk radio contributor, and president of the Coalition of Concerned Manufacturers and Businesses of Canada, Catherine Swift. Welcome back to the program, Catherine.
Thanks, Jocelyn. Happy to be here as always.
Catherine, the Coalition has jumped into the education debate. Tell us about Canadians for Excellence in Education.
Yeah, well, boy, there's a lot to tell. One question I get asked about this fairly often is, why does business get involved in education? And I'm always surprised when I'm asked that, because our education system is such a huge, important part of our society in general. It not only teaches kids skills, but it teaches them a lot like physical skills and whatnot, but social skills. And it's just so very important. And as taxpayers, we should be concerned about education because we pay a lot of taxes into our education system. I know our teachers are always complaining they want more, but we pay one of the highest rates in the world in terms of compensating our teachers, for example. We also, of course, most of us are parents, so obviously we care a lot about what happens to our kids. But from a pure business standpoint, obviously kids being able to learn skills that will help them in life in general is so very important. And I know the left likes to accuse businesses sometimes of, you just want the education system to turn out automatons to work in your business, but nothing could be further from the truth. The kind of skills that are valuable in business today are things like problem solving, literacy, numeracy. It sounds like a no-brainer, but obviously the school systems aren't teaching this as effectively right now. And that not only is a challenge for businesses when they hire young people, bode well for those kids' future. Those need to be basic skill sets so they can succeed in life. So for all of these reasons, I think the education is a very important issue for businesses to look into and address.
Yeah, we need critical thinkers. We need people to think out of the box so we can solve problems. I know the Coalition is looking at a Parents' Bill of Rights. Could you talk to us about what you're doing with regards to these efforts?
Yeah, we've seen over the past year and a half or so, 3 provinces actually come up with slightly different versions of what could be called a Parents' Bill of Rights. It isn't called that in every province. New Brunswick was actually the first one to come forward with it. Very controversial, of course, and then Saskatchewan and Alberta subsequently. So we now have those 3 provinces. And basically, we think it should be national. There should be a template that applies consistently to all provinces so that you don't have, and again, there's a lot of similarities between the actions of those 3 provinces to date. But we really think it would be important for all provinces to have this. And the types of things we're looking at is, once again, the fact that people get sort of oppose something like a Parents' Bill of Rights amazes me, because parents are a child's first educator. They're obviously incredibly involved and interested in their children's welfare. So there's the odd bad parent. So that has to be taken into account, obviously. But the vast majority of parents are good parents, care a lot about their kids, and should be very involved. So that the types of things the Parents' Bill of Rights contains are things like keeping parents informed, letting them have decisions over whether or not a child, say, changes their pronouns, for example, below a certain age. Because we're seeing a lot of rather upsetting things where very young children are suddenly, inexplicably, deciding they want to change their pronouns or change their name. And it's usually a gender-related thing as well. Well, I'll tell you, when I was a kid, back when dinosaurs roamed the earth, there was none of this. It's become a social trend, in my view, and a lot of the medical profession feels the same way. So the notion of having this Bill of Rights so that there's some consistency across the country, building on what these 3 provinces have courageously done in their own ways, that we think is a very important thing for all provinces to look at in Canada.
Well, we're going to dive back into it a little bit deeper after commercial. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching Canadian Innovators on the News Forum Network. Don't go away.